preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Well, everybody, Vin Scully along with Alex Hawkins at halftime here in Texas. In fact, the boys are just about ready to mix it up again, and the Cowboys leading 14-7. Any surprises?
No, not really. I think it was a fairly well played first quarter. The Cowboys got a nice drive going, and from then on, it was just big plays. They dodged a couple of bullets to Philadelphia that way in the early going, so they could have been worse early. And they came back with a big play, the pass to Hogan for the touchdown. Then Drew Pearson did his act again, and it's just about the way I figured it to be.
It looked like Dallas might very well take over in the second quarter after Benny Barnes had blocked the punt, and they moved down to the 18-yard line, and that inside lateral to Preston Pearson for a touchdown apparently. However, they were guilty of an infraction. Pat Donovan had pulled too early, and then you had the interception by Randy Logan, so that kept the Eagles in the ball game. But undaunted, Roger drove his ball club in the last 2 minutes to pick up the go-ahead touchdown, and that's the situation right now. And for the Eagles, same old story. They got to get points.
Yeah, they got to get points, but they are coming up with some big plays, and they're not quitting, and that's what has been the story of the Eagles all year. They just haven't been out of many ball games. I don't expect them to be out of this one.
Well, we're just about ready to start the second half, so let's get down and take a look. We can also check some of the numbers as far as the first half is concerned. First downs, 11-7, and the yards rushing. The Eagles still unable to maintain much of a ground game, which has been one of their problems all year. Dallas, however, only rushed for 90, and then 30-yard difference in passing. 8 for 14 is Jaworski, 9 for 18 is Roger Staubach. The time of possession, Philadelphia finally caught up at one stage. The Cowboys had the ball for over 10 minutes and the Eagles only 4. But as you see, it wound up 18 minutes to 11. A final score in so far the shocker of the day. The New York Giants have just knocked off the St. Louis Cardinals 27-7. And for the Cardinals, their 5th defeat. And a shocker indeed it was. And for Don Coryell and the Cardinals, to lose is one thing, but to only get 7 points is really a shock.
That is incredible.
Okay, Efren Herrera really got his foot into that one. And it'll be Larry Marshall from the 4. To the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and across the 25 to about the 27. And so the Eagles have relatively good field position, which has not been their story throughout the first half. (14-7) in favor of Dallas. A 2-yard run by Tony Dorsett and a 16-yard touchdown pass from Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson. And the Eagles got on the boards on a 51-yard touchdown pass, Jaworski to Mike Hogan. 1st and 10 now from the 27. Carmichael is right, Smith left. Hogan and Sullivan are the running backs. And Jaworski is after him right away to Smith. And he was off balance. He caught it and tumbled out of bounds immediately at the 32-yard line. They've picked up 5. That'll make it 2nd and 5 for Ron Jaworski and his Eagles. Jaworski now is 9 for 15.
You know, the Eagle people refer to Jaworski as a rookie because it was surprising to me, too, even though you'd seen him start with the Los Angeles Rams. He is in his 4th year. He'd only started 8 games for the Rams prior to joining the Eagles.
Well, it's a big start for Ron now. 2nd down, a long 4. Charlie Smith wide left, and Carmichael comes in on a wing. Sullivan behind Wade Key's block gets out across the 35-yard line. Wade Key, an 8-year veteran who broke his arm in '75, threw the Key block to make it very close. Benny Barnes coming up to finally wrap him up. And there it is now as they post it officially for the crowd. It clinches the division title. Of course, Dallas would still like to win it anyway, to come up with their 10th win. The Cardinals fall back 7-5.
It does take the pressure off, though.
Oh, and how? So the Eagles trying to capitalize on it. 3rd down and 1. Ball on the 36. Jaworski sneaks, takes a belt. Bob Brunig almost knocked his helmet off. Number 53, did he come in and hit Jaworski high?
Boy, did Tom Landry pay him a tribute when he said that he was the finest first-year middle linebacker he'd ever coached. He's been with guys like Leroy Jordan and Sam Huff and Jerry Tubbs. To make a statement, watch the hit here.
There.
He's harder than a yard dog's jawbone, bud.
Meaner than a junkyard dog.
You got it.
All right, they just did get the first down anyway. 1st and 10 from the 37. Play action fake to Hogan. Jaworski overthrows Carmichael, who had Lewis on one side of him, and he was thoroughly taken out of the play.
And what an outstanding season Randy White is having. I think certainly he'll end up in the Pro Bowl and perhaps all pro. He gave a little false start there. Watch him once he gets cranked up, though. He's got the upper body strength and the great mobility of a linebacker.
You want to know some inside football on Randy White?
Tell it to me, then.
He has a tattoo, the Road Runner, on his right thigh. Yeah, I passed that along.
I wonder what part of Mexico he came back from.
2nd and 10 from the 37.
How you got there, I haven't the faintest idea.
Jaworski looking right, and down he goes. Harvey Martin, and that's a milestone. For Martin, a sack, his 2nd sack of the day, the 22nd of his career, and in Cowboy history, that ties him with George Andre at 22 sacks.
And with the great career that Bob Lilly had, who would have thought George Andre would have held the club record? But that's the way it is.
And, of course, Harvey Martin figures to pick up a few more before he stood.
14th round draft choice. Would you say that was a pleasant Cowboy surprise?
Unreal. The ball just on the 34-yard line where it is 3rd and 13. Smith in a slot inside Carmichael right. Hogan and Sullivan the running backs. Gregory trying to get in. Jaworski belts it, and it goes right through the hand of Charlie Smith. Hit him right in the hand.
Yep. Good coverage there by Mark Washington, though. He had him covered all the way that time. That's a hard pass to catch when you're running with the speed he's got across the middle and have to go back against the grain. That's tough.
And it was no floater. He really ripped it. New England knocks off Atlanta 16-10, a final. And Spike Jones, who has had 1 block by Benny Barnes today, 3 blocked this year, back on his own 20. Butch Johnson, a single safety on the Cowboy 25, takes it on the 28, and Butch sets sail, and he's going to be wrapped up by Manny Sistrunk and taken out. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Cowboys 14 and the Eagles 7.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. When things are getting thick and you want to start real quick, you can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. Delco Freedom.
Thanks, Delco.
Now, let me tell you something. I've eaten the dust of many a rodeo, and I built up some kind of a thirst. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. It has 1/3 less calories than the regular beers, and it tastes real good. Light says giddy up to all that flavor, and woe to being filled up. And that ain't no book. What?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Well, another shocker to go along with the Giants knocking off the Cardinals. San Francisco leading Minnesota 17-0. So it looks like Dallas not only has a lock on it, but they're going to spend Christmas Day at home, and they'll be the host club on the 26th here in Dallas.
Does anybody want to win the black and blue division?
Maybe not. 1st and 10 on the 37 for the Cowboys. Saldi moves to the left side. Dorsett gets away as Bunting is decked by Herbert Scott. A fumble, and let's see, the Eagles have recovered. Boy, did John Bunting get wiped out by Herbert Scott, and Bunting is limping off the field.
Let's see how it comes out here, where the ball comes free. It just pops out. Bunting certainly did. You see him go down right there. 78 there, Carl Harrison. And the ball pops loose. I can't tell who
Picked that up. You see who picked that up?
Looked like Bill Berge down there at the bottom.
And big plays are made by big players once again. Oh, good block there. There it is. No, Yep, Berge got back on it.
He sure did. Johnny Outlaw was there, and Berge beat him to the ball. 1st and 10 on the Cowboy 37. The Eagles in marvelous field position now, and Jaworski setting up to go down the right side, and he's got Queffley, the tight end, inside the 25. Benny Barnes knocks him down. 1st down, Eagles.
Benny Barnes lost his footing that time. Repley finding the open area that time. They were in a zone. See, take a look at it from the end zone. Jaworski back with plenty of time, picking up Bill Gregory right there. Perfect strike. You see Barnes take to the dirt right there. Charlie Waters and a host of others. Bill Brunick in there.
All right, 1st and 10 on the Cowboy 21-yard line. Carmichael in a slot inside Smith on a pitch back. Here comes Wilbert Montgomery, and he goes out of bounds. He was driving towards the 15-yard line, and he's knocked out at the 16 by Thomas Henderson. Wilbert Montgomery, just a rookie, but he was college football's all-time scorer with 76 touchdowns. And talking about touchdowns, San Francisco has added another.
And that's in Bloomington, isn't it?
In quiet Bloomington.
Gracious me. How important was Fran Tarkenton to that ball club? Well, there's an indication right there.
2nd and 5 from the 16-yard line. Montgomery, the deep man back of Hogan, and now the back split. Hogan. Pretty good spin at the 15-yard line because holding him down at the ankles was Harvey Martin, along with Randy White.
I don't know whether Martin beat his man that early or whether no one blocked him that time. Was a blocking mistake, but he was right there. He was waiting for it to develop.
So he moved it to the 13-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. The Eagles trying to capitalize on a fumble by Tony Dorsett, recovered by Bill Berge. It is 14-7 Cowboys. The Eagles trying to nail him. Out of the eye, and it's Montgomery back of Hogan. Montgomery.
Oh.
And he ran into downtown Dallas traffic.
Downtown Dallas is right.
Mike Hegman, the first of many to touch him.
Now you got to wonder what they're going to do, because the Eagles' weakness all year has been field goal kickers. Mickemeyer they just picked up the other day. In fact, this is his first thing. He's the 3rd field goal kicker for the Eagles this season. They started with Horst Moolman, went to Johansson, had no success with him, and now they're Mickemeyer, who the Falcons let go earlier this year.
Measuring for the 1st down, and an anxious Dick Vermeil watching, but they've still got almost more than a foot to go.
Now does he have enough faith to let Mickemeyer try it?
Mickemeyer, number 1, is staying on the sidelines. He has standing way down on about the 45-yard line, so he is not coming in for sure. It is 4th and 1. The ball is on the Cowboy 12-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 14-7 Dallas, and a big play for Jaworski and company. Queffley on the right side, Carmichael on the left. Montgomery and Hogan are the running backs. Fake, and Jaworski all along to Carmichael. Oh! Touchdown for Harold Carmichael, his 7th touchdown pass of the year.
Well, if you're going to gamble, go for the marbles, brother. And he went for the whole thing and came off with it. Play action fake there. Carmichael just snuck out from under there and completely fooled the Dallas team. Wide open, 15 yards is the nearest defender. Did they take it? Did Randy White take the fake? Yes, sir. If you're going to gamble for it, go for the broke.
Well, Harold Carmichael, who has caught passes in 78 consecutive games and has come up now with 7 touchdown passes this year. Jaworski has picked up 2 today. He has 18 touchdown passes. Mickemeyer trying to tie it up. Gabriel puts it down and has a flag. So let's see. Dallas might have had 12 men on the field.
12 men on the field. Dallas.
You're beautiful.
Good.
You are beautiful.
Okay, the kick was good. And it's 14-14. The Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles are all tied up with 10:48 to go in the 3rd quarter.
tough Ford trucks, champs in pickup gas mileage again this year. Ford pickups are the V8 gas engine mileage champs and the 6-cylinder mileage champs. Ford has better EPA ratings than all these other conventional full-size pickups. And Courier has the best compact mileage rating of the 4 top-selling compact pickups. Tough Ford pickups, the gas mileage champs, again this year.
You joined the KKK?
Daddy on his head. I didn't join nothing. I just...
Archie gets himself in big trouble on All in the Family tonight at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Yes, the year of the Cowboys, 77. However, right now it's 14-14 as the Eagles tie it up. We have 10:48 to go in the third quarter. And the key play, of course, the fumble by Tony Dorsett and the recovery by Bill Berge that eventually led to the touchdown pass to Carmichael. Mickemeyer kicking off and kicking deep, and Johnson has to go way in the end zone. He'll run it out. Whoa! Johnson goes down at the 20-yard line. He was hit head-on by Terry Tortolo out of UCLA.
Don't you like the way that Butch Johnson approaches it, though? Boy, he runs it with reckless abandon. I know that's used a lot, but that's exactly how he does it. He fully intends to advance the football.
He just loves it. And he got 1 yard, really, on the play. If he just stayed where he was, they'd have brought it out to the 20, and with all of that, he got it to the 21. And Tortolo, the Samoan, final score, Washington losing to Dallas last week 14-7, still had enough to come back and shut out Buffalo 10-0. Washington is now 7-5. The Cardinals losing today 7-5. And it is 2nd and 5 on the 26th with 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter, all even at 14 apiece. Butch Johnson is wide left, Drew Pearson wide right, Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield. Staubach fakes once, dumps to Dorsett, and he can't hold it. Lazatich then knocks him down.
Pass very poorly thrown by Roger Staubach that time. A simple pass that didn't go over about 12 yards in the air. Let's watch Tony Dorsett. Faking out of the backfield. Like I say, when you do that and then sliding back after those linebackers cleared, the pass is thrown back over behind his right shoulder. Lazatich right there.
In case you were not with us at the time, Charlie Johnson, who means a great deal of the front three of the Eagles, wiped out by Ralph Neely and does not figure to play anymore. And so Pete Lazatich backing up and doing a solid job for him. 3rd and 5 from the 26. And Staubach backs off into the shotgun. Preston Pearson alongside of him. Staubach down the right side, a diving catch, and let's see, did they rule catch by Pearson? They did. Drew Pearson making a great catch at the 39.
A free agent who went to the Pro Bowl and made All-Pro last year. Gracious me. When the Cowboys get in trouble, you can count on them going to Pearson. Look at this catch. A thing of beauty, and that is professional football.
You know, when Drew caught the touchdown pass earlier, he had caught a pass in 43 straight games, which is a Dallas club record. 1st and 10 on the 39 with 9:15 to go in the third. Pearson in motion, inside handoff to Newhouse. He ran right on by. Sticking his hand out was LeMaster. And you're not going to bring Newhouse down with a hand.
No, sir. His center of gravity is around his knees.
He has such tremendous thighs that he has to have his pants specially made, and you can understand why when you look at them. His thighs look like other people's chest.
His foundation is built on very firmly, too. He's got 5 inches across his feet.
Number 44, Robert Newhouse. And you can see Staubach's numbers as he comes out 2nd and 6 at the Dallas 43. Pitch back to Dorsett. Look out. There he goes. Outlaw. And Mihalik got him from behind. That's the 2nd time Mihalik has had to catch Dorsett from behind.
And that's a long way from the center's nose to Tony Dorsett's back. Look at it on the replay here. Good blocking out in front by Herbert Scott. Saw Herbert on the ground, and from now on, brother, that's the beauty of having a guy like that. It gives you an added dimension. He can, in fact, look at those receivers blocking downfield. And how do they do it? They got to get rid of Bill Berge before you can do anything against the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's Herbert Scott doing a number on Bill Berge. Even the best of them get rode sometimes.
Well, a 29-yard scamper by Dorsett. It's 1st and 10 on the Eagle 23. Play action fake to Dorsett. Staubach setting up to unload. Gets away from Hairston. He's finally decked as he throws the ball out of bounds.
Oh, if they don't call pass interference on that, they ought to take the rule out.
Manny Sistrunk really flattened Staubach.
There was nobody within 20 yards of where he threw that football. Bill Berge can't understand it any more than I can. What's happening? What is happening? Take a look at it again. Roger Staubach with a lot of time to throw. First looks left, nobody over there. They had a rotation to that side. Had second givings about going ahead with it. Now look where he threw it. Well, there's your picture.
2nd and 10 on the 23. Dorsett, the deep man out of the eye. And it's Dorsett. And he gets across the 15, and only a rolling block knocked him down. Johnny Sanders just threw a block at him to bring him down.
Once again, the Cowboys going back running left again. Having some success over there.
Tony Dorsett on the move.
Tony going to have to get a smaller helmet and a bigger head.
And checking Dorsett's numbers now, he has rushed for 92 yards. Yeah, Tony, we're talking about you. He has also caught a couple. Dorsett has caught 3 passes for 24 yards. So as usual, he is making vital contributions to the Dallas offense.
He plans to stay here in Dallas, too. Just recently bought a new home here.
In Plano.
Plano.
The ball on the 14-yard line, where it is 3rd and 1. So Staubach on a sneak. He just followed over the right shoulder of Herbert Scott.
Is he a determined football player? He went after that first down.
So Staubach, who had to sneak in for a vital first down and touchdown against Washington to help win, sneaks now for the first down. Watch him go just off the right shoulder.
And that's how he feels about getting it. He plans to make it. Look at that lunge there. You know, a lot of players will comment on him, and the number one thing that comes out of the mouth is what a great leader he is.
Well, he picks it up. 1st and 10 does Roger Staubach. The ball on the Eagle 12-yard line. Dorsett, the deep man. And it's Dorsett they call upon. And he is tripped and goes down short of the 5-yard line. There are 3 Cowboys shaken up on the play. Scott and Neely and yet another. And the other,
John Fitzgerald, I believe,
was a doubtful starter because of the bad knee, and he evidently playing in pain is really hurting now.
This could really upset the game plan of the Cowboys, too, because they're going to have to make several adjustments in that offensive line as we see Tony Dorsett trying to pick his way. As you see the Dallas front line moving off the football and dominating line of scrimmage on that play.
And for John Fitzgerald, it is definitely the knee. So he is in bad shape for the moment. 14-14 early in the 3rd.
Smile, it's Christmas time. Well, here's something for you to smile about. You can save up to $10 on Kodak Instant cameras and film. Save $5 when you buy any Kodak Instant camera, and $5 when you buy 5 packs of Kodak Instant print film. Come on, no smile? And no matter how much you spend, no other instant camera gives you this. Bright, brilliant color by Kodak. So smile all the way to your photo dealer. Ask them about this limited time offer from Kodak. Ho, ho, ho.
What does it take to get a loan from your full-service banker so that you can open a small business like this? Let's ask 2 people who know, Bruce and Phyllis Doty.
We were turned down once, Ed.
But then our banker found we had experience, some collateral, and a good credit rating.
So you got the loan.
And now we've got 3 stores.
That's full-service banking, making good loans, creating jobs, helping people get started. No financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
John Fitzgerald re-injuring the knee. He will give way now to Tom Rafferty at center. 2nd and 4, and the ball on the Eagles' 6-yard line. Tony Dorsett inside the 5 before he is knocked down. Hawk, we've got a moment. Now that they have to make a switch, Fitzgerald out, Rafferty at center, and Lawless moving up to guard, what exactly is the problem as far as center is concerned?
Well, they're going to have to move Tom Rafferty for his regular spot at right guard. He's only got 2 years experience, and move him over to center. They're going to move Burton Lawless, who is a 3-year veteran, over to the right tackle. Now you've got Rafferty, who's not familiar with the position, calling offensive line assignments, which centers do. That'll change the entire blocking in some cases all the way across the line of scrimmage, and could confuse the Cowboys.
Well, it's 3rd and 1 on the 3. Preston Pearson now in a full house, joining Dorsett and Newhouse. Play action fake to Preston Pearson. Down goes Staubach. It was Art Toms, number 80, who came around to chase him. And in avoiding Tom, Staubach then was swallowed up by Hairston and company.
Where in the world did they get Art Toms from?
Got him from Oakland.
Oakland? A trade, I guess, huh? Play action fake there. I think probably Staubach had that in mind. There might be some confusion in our offensive blocking assignments. Let's go ahead and pass it. That way it's simple. Block the man head up you.
So it is 4th down and 5. The ball on the 7-yard line, and Efren Herrera is 17 out of 24, and he rarely misses inside the 30-yard line. He'll be kicking from the 14. It's a 24-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. And so the 24-yard field goal by Efren Herrera. The Dallas Cowboys once again take the lead, 17-14.
Good. Now I can go to bed.
Wait a minute. I want to give you a gift while we're alone. It's something just for you.
A washer and dryer.
Now, come on, will you be serious?
Okay.
Close your eyes. Merry Christmas.
Give her a diamond. It's forever.
Radio Shack has a great space age gift for kids at a down-to-earth price. The original Space Patrol walkie-talkie. Just $14.95 a pair, and they really work. Crystal controlled and battery operated, just like Dad's portable CV. And they're built in Radio Shack's own electronics factory. So this Christmas, thrill your kids with the $14.95 a pair Space Patrol. Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
17-14 Cowboys. You can see a final of Pittsburgh Steelers getting it all together now at the end of the year. Knock off Seattle 30-20. A report on John Fitzgerald. It was not his knee. It was his ankle that caused him to leave the game. We'll await a further report. So Herrera, who just kicked a 24-yard field goal to put the Cowboys in front, now kicking off. Wilbert Montgomery will back to the goal line. To the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And down he goes at the 31. Wilbert Montgomery, a rookie out of Abilene Christian.
Very determined runner there.
The Eagles have not been able to really muster a drive. They've scored 2 touchdowns, but both touchdowns are the direct result of turnovers. One was an interception by Randy Logan, and the other, of course, was a fumble by Dorsett, recovered by Bill Berge. And an Eagle player is down, as you can see. (17-14) Cowboys. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Shaken up was Vince Papali, and evidently okay. He has done a marvelous job getting down underneath punch today. And that time on the special unit, blocking for Wilbert Montgomery, Papali is shaken up.
Like a lot of boys in South Philadelphia, you got a lot of stories to tell, Ben.
Yeah, he didn't play football in college. 1st and 10 from the 31. 17-14 Cowboys. Carmichael is left, Smith is right. Hogan and Montgomery behind Jaworski. And Jaworski throwing out to Montgomery. Oh, what a collision with D.D. Lewis. End of story at the 35.
Who won that battle of music? pose. Both of them are getting up. What a shot D.D. Lewis put on him.
That'll
Or was
clear
it?
your sinuses.
Who gets the best of this? I think it's a Mexican standoff. Look at this. Gracious me.
So Montgomery moves it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. We're at 2nd and 5. Carmichael in a slot left this time inside Smith. And Montgomery going to carry it again. He just missed getting eaten up by Jones, so he was swallowed up by Harvey Martin.
Too Tall pulled the Batman on him that time, didn't he?
Too Tall went flying by, and Harvey said, "Come to me." CBS Sports Spectaculars, Saturday, December the 17th, with the WBC World Welterweight Championship, the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Champions, and among others, Shirley Muldowney and Don Garlitz. It was held at the Ontario Motor Speedway several weeks ago. Then the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championships and the World's Strongest Men. What a slate. That's the CBS Sports Spectacular, Saturday, December 17th. 3rd and 4 from the 36. Jaworski just did get it away. He was submarined as both Hegman and Henderson came in.
Randy White was in there quick, too. Everybody. Boy, when the Dallas Cowboys get it together, they either look bad together or they look great together. When they all come, seems like everybody's there. Jaworski shaking up a little bit. Watch Randy White, number 54. How quick. And look at, there you go, 56, Tom Henderson with that speed. Gracious.
So Jaworski limping a little bit as he comes off the field. 4th and 4. And so Spike Jones will be kicking to Butch Johnson. Another low pass. He got on a bounce and got it away and got a good one away. Johnson has to go back to the 10-yard line. Flag on the play. Franklin has gotten him from behind and brought him down at the 15, but there's a flag at the 35.
Great coverage by the Eagles that time, and a great play by Spike Jones handling that football like that. 56 yards worth of punt. On a bad snap.
Now let's await the call. Crackback.
Look at that. He blocked it just like a good catcher would, didn't he, Ben? Get your body in front of him.
And a marvelous play. Evidently, out of that kick formation, one of the wide receivers came back in and decked the Cowboy in a crackback block, and he was caught at it.
We have illegal cut. Illegal cut. Defense. First down.
Illegal cut is charged against Dallas. So that makes it an automatic first down for the Eagles. At first we thought it was an infraction against Philadelphia, but the Eagles keep the ball on their own 41, 1st and 10. That's a big break. 17-14 Dallas. Montgomery and Hogan behind Jaworski. And it's Montgomery trying to get outside Lewis, and Aaron Kyle wrapped him up.
Cowboys are aroused now, playing with some intensity.
D.D. Lewis stringing the play out, though Montgomery couldn't get around him, and then Kyle just came up to hit him. Kyle playing with a broken left hand. In fact, he's been playing the last 4 or 5 games as Aaron Kyle. You'll watch number 25 now come up for the hit.
You
that
see
left
the
hand in a
bandage on his
cast.
left arm. That's right. The #1 draft choice for the Cowboys. I believe that's right.
2nd and 12. Kyle was #1 in '76 out of Wyoming. Jaworski trying to throw to Smith, and Too Tall had his hand up in the clouds.
That's exactly right. Yes, sir. He really impaired his vision that time. He couldn't find it at all.
A reminder, Elliott Gould and O.J. Simpson host an hour of entertainment on the 1977 Heisman Trophy Award Special. Among the many stars appearing, Phyllis George, Reggie Jackson, Connie Stevens, and Leslie Uggam. The presentation of college football's finest hour. That's Thursday, 10 Eastern, 9 Central and Mountain Time. 3rd and 12. For the moment, the Eagles unable to take advantage of the big play, the illegal cut charged to Dallas. 3rd and 12 from the 40 of Philadelphia. And Jaworski to Montgomery, and Henderson brings him down immediately at the 45. So they're 6 yards away from a first down, and they'll have to give the ball up again. (17-14) in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. Spike Jones going back to kick. And it's Butch Johnson standing on his 15-yard line for Dallas. Nobody coming, and this time Spike really drills it. Johnson at the 15, and Montgomery, Wilbert Montgomery, drills him, and he's playing inspired ball. As you can imagine, a kid from Abilene Christian coming back to Texas to play in the pros. The NFL on CBS starts on Saturday next week. Washington versus St. Louis, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Washington winning today. St. Louis losing to the Giants. They each have the identical record now of 7 victories and 5 defeats.
Pretty much on the line in that game.
And how?
Winner take all.
The 40-yard punt by Spike Jones. 1st and 10 from the 15 for Dallas. Staubach pitching to Dorsett. Randy Logan along with Art Toms closing in on him at the 15.
Dallas finally realizing they're in for a football game. For sure. Eagles much aroused. Dallas responding very nicely.
The Eagles in their last 7 losses have lost by a total of 36 points. Of course, they play somewhat inspired ball at home. They are 1-5 on the road this year. The worst Philadelphia road club back in 1970, they were 0-7. 2nd and 11 from the 14. Newhouse and Dorsett. Both backs go out, and there's a dump off to Newhouse. And LeMaster came over to tie him up along with Art Toms, Hairston, and Mahalik.
Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain, huh?
That picked up 1 to the 15, that's all. So the Eagles, who tied it up 14-14, only to see the Cowboys come back on a 24-yard field goal by Efren Herrera. Now Cowboys leading 17-14, 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun goes Staubach. And Roger going too low, intended for Preston Pearson. Bill Berge, along with John Bunting, just sat on him.
There's 2 good linebackers right there. Take a look at Bill Berge. Pass coverage against the run, it doesn't make any difference. If he isn't the best linebacker in football, he's among them, certainly.
He was last year's
Playing
all
inside
NFC.
out on Preston. Got him covered like a dirty shirt. Look at that.
We have 46 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dallas holding on to a 17-14 lead, and it is 4th and 10. And Danny White bothered somewhat with a groin pull, trying to root it out of there. Larry Marshall all alone on the Eagle 45. Marshall watching as Benny Barnes was right there on top of him. Barnes comes out of the chute breathing fire.
Doesn't he, though? And isn't that punter Danny White something? He's quite an athlete. Not only did he get a nice kick out of it, he got it out of bounds with no run back.
49 yards for a fellow who has a groin pull. That's really something. Say, don't let these sly con artists, Pete and Mac, pull a switch on you. Hang in there for great entertainment when they switch to Monday night, starting tomorrow at 10, 9 Central and Mountain Time.
Oh, and everything's fine in Dallas.
We're 38 seconds to go in the 3rd, and another Eagle is shaken up on the play, and that would be Mitchell. He comes off the field. Martin Mitchell, number 48, led to the sideline. Looks like an injury to the left arm or left shoulder. Papali, we get a report, also has a bruised shoulder. So it is 1st and 10 from the Eagle 36. Carmichael left. Hello, Ed George. Ed George just couldn't wait to get a pop at Big Ed Jones. And George beats himself on the helmet. He was so angry.
So why in such a hurry to go nowhere?
Ed George was a 4th-round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, played up in Canada for 2 or 3 years, came back with the Colts for a year before going over to Philadelphia.
He played for the Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League for 5 years. All right, the ball at the 31 now. 1st and 15. Smith wide right. Carmichael left. Sullivan. And on his own effort, he got it out across the 35 because there wasn't anybody opening up a hole for him.
You just said it, on his own effort.
Tom Sullivan. He was in the backfield with Chuck Foreman at the University of Miami.
He's been the leading rusher in years past. This year, I guess Mike Hogan came into today's game with over 400 yards, which is not outstanding.
Jaworski is 12 for 22 for 143 yards and 1 touchdown. That was a 51-yard bomb to Mike Hogan. Then he threw a touchdown pass to Harold Carmichael. And time runs out. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Dallas 17, Eagles 14. We'll pause for a word from your local station.
Mel's pain in his back becomes a pain in the neck for Alice tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Earrings.
Puppies.
You're going to the other booths then. The voice you just heard was that of
Thank
Vin.
you very much. It is 17-14 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys as we start the 4th and final quarter. And the Eagles, as they have been all year, frustratingly close, but there's still no cigar. 2nd and 11 from the Eagle 35. Smith inside Carmichael in a slot right. Hogan and Sullivan, and now they send Krefley, shake him loose as the tight end on the left side. Jaworski intended for Hogan. Pass interference will be called against Aaron Kyle.
And I don't think there's any question about the call being accurate. He came right up his back.
He had Kyle beaten, and there was a wide open gap up the middle, so Aaron gave him a shove.
Aaron Kyle's not going to make any big to-do over it. He realized he did it. I tell you, my heart goes out to these Philadelphia Eagles. With the limited talent that they have on the ball club, they will not quit. A lot can be said for that.
Number
They stay in
25,
every game.
defense, 1st down.
Look at the cover. There you see it right there.
So Aaron Kyle all over him. Over Mike Hogan. 1st down for the Eagles on their own 40-yard line. Plenty of time, just the start of the 4th quarter. 17-14 Dallas. Carmichael left and Smith right. There goes Sullivan crawling. Boy, he just refuses to give up.
You think Vermeil's not getting the full mileage out of all these players for the Philadelphia team? They are putting out their utmost, and they love him, too. I think he's got a bright, bright future, Ben.
So Tom Sullivan, knee touch shy of the 45. They'll spot it on the 44. Yeah, Dick Vermeil given a 5-year contract by Leonard Tost, and he appears to be the one to lead the Eagles out of the wilderness.
They've been in it for a long time.
2nd and 6 from the 44. Hogan wrapped up by Bill Gregory, and that's the end of that journey.
Bill Gregory, another one of those Cowboys who just signed a lot of contracts, a lot of one-year contracts. He's going to be with them for the next 4 years for sure.
So it is 3rd and 6. The Cowboys looking pass, so Lewis and Brunig come out. Mark Washington comes back in the ballgame along with Benny Barnes and Mel Renfro. So Jaworski faced with a 3rd and 6 to keep the drive alive from the 44. Krefli is wide left. Smith inside Carmichael, slot right. Hogan stays in to block. And Jaworski is going to be spun around on his numbers. Martin hit him. Too Tall Jones hit him. Pugh and White, the whole front 4 was in there.
Yes, sir. And that's what you so often see when the Dallas Cowboys put the pass rush on. Look how disciplined. No one really gambling and getting out of their lane. If you see, they still have containment on the outside by Jones and Martin. Pressure from the inside by Gregory. There you see Too Tall. There you see Gregory. And more to come. Martin again, and then there's White. They do play as a unit, don't they?
4th and 12. Spike Jones got it away, and Butch Johnson fair catching the ball on the 15.
Uh-oh. He could have got a couple yards return on that. He had room to return that one.
So Butch Johnson fair catches. The Cowboys will put it in play on their own 16-yard line, leading 17-14.
America's best-selling new car in history, the new Ford Fairmont. What's behind Fairmont's success? Fairmont's mileage, highest EPA mileage rating of any mid-size car. Fairmont's roominess, more room for the money than any other car. Fairmont's price, lowest sticker price of any mid-size car. Test drive America's best-selling new car ever at your Ford dealer, where the better ideas keep coming.
Now at Sears, there's a color TV on sale you really have to touch to believe. Now save $80 on Sears Sensor Touch TV. Just $399.95 for a 19-inch picture, an electronic tuner with no moving parts to wear out, a solid-state chassis, and Sensor Touch. You've just seen the touch of a finger change channels instantly. But even when you see it, you have to touch it to believe it. I believe. Sensor Touch, on sale now at Sears.
On January 2nd, CBS Sports proudly presents the Cotton Bowl with the #1 ranked undefeated Texas Longhorns taking on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That's the Cotton Bowl, January 2nd.
The Cowboys putting it in play 1st and 10 on their own 16-yard line. Dorsett and Newhouse moving around a lot. They finally settle down, and in motion goes Jay Saldy. And there goes Tony Dorsett. Fighting him is Herman Edwards. Look out, going to outrun Edwards and go all the way. Hello.
There is a new Dallas record. The longest touchdown run from scrimmage in the history of the franchise. Look at the big hole opening up, and you're about to see why they wanted Anthony Dorsett to say goodbye.
On a play like that, you automatically wonder about Bill Berg.
Yes, you do. Let's see what did happen to Berg. Well, he had Tom Rafferty, who's having a great season. Had a little stun on that time. It helped his block a little bit. And all of a sudden.
So Tony Dorsett breaks it open. Efren Herrera makes it good. And the Cowboys are now leading by 10. Dorsett an 84-yard scamper. And so the Cowboys 24, Philadelphia 14, 13 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the game.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
Мне нравится ваша рубашка.
He admires your shirt.
It's a cotton-rich fabric called Natural Blend. It's the Cotton Arrow by Arrow, 60% cotton, so it breathes. Dushat. It's got the extra comfort of extra cotton plus durable press. No iron.
No iron. Natasha will do anything but iron my shirt.
If you're looking for comfort, look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
Tony Dorsett, averaging a little more than 10 yards a carry now, thanks to that club record 84-yard scamper. He had gone 77 against St. Louis, and Dallas leading handily 24-14, and Efren Herrera ready to kick off. The Eagles trying to regroup, and it'll be Montgomery from the goal line. Behind the wedge, gets out to the 20. Benny Barnes brings him down at the 23. For years, they said there was one degree that Dallas missed, and that was that breakaway back, the guy who could break it open. Well, they have that ingredient now.
Yes, they have. They look long and hard for it. They've had some good backs here, including one of them across the way, Don Perkins, who was a good back here, but never have they had the breakaway speed. Dwayne Thomas was the closest they had to it, I guess. And, of course, Dwayne, they didn't keep him here very long.
Preston Pearson, who is a great story in himself, has carried prior to today just once in the last 2 games. So Dorsett is just taking over at that position now.
Little by little, game by game.
1st and 10 from the 23. On a draw to Mike Hogan, Randy White takes him down. Bob Brunig on top. For the Eagles, they have to be a little demoralized right now. They have been so close. They were down 7-0 and tied. They were down 14-7 and tied. They gave up a field goal. But now an 84-yard run by Dorsett, and you can feel a sag as you look down there in the Philadelphia Spirits. But
on the other hand, this is where you see whether you're well coached or not. You see the character of the team. And look at Tony. He's kind of happy about that.
Oh, I should say. 2nd and 8 from the 25. Martin trying to come in on the right side, and the pass will be no good. It was caught by Charlie Smith, but he was out of town.
Not have both feet in bounds. Could not keep both of them. The official right on the spot there.
Well, Jaworski, who has thrown for 2 touchdowns to Mike Hogan and to Harold Carmichael, he is 13 for 24, good for 154 yards.
Another thing, Jaworski has thrown for a touchdown, at least 1 touchdown pass in the last 10 games for the Eagles.
By the way, we have another footnote on Tony Dorsett as we look at this. Minnesota coming back now, 24-21 in the 4th. They were down 24-0.
That's not easy to do against that 49er defense either.
3rd and 8 on the 25 for the Eagles. 24-14 Dallas. 12 minutes left to go in the game. Look out, Harvey Martin. Oh! Harvey Martin. And that's his 23rd sack. What a year for Harvey Martin.
Did he storm in there with an inside rush? I've been watching it all day, and Stan Walter has had a little game on.
Harvey asked for the ball, and they have given it to him. And he's going off the field with the ball. And that's an all-timer for a lineman.
Yes, sir.
Harvey Martin.
He's a frenzy-type player.
He doesn't want to be called too mean. They have now come up with Martinized, so he takes you to the cleaners.
Had the little game on, and someone didn't pick it up. Don't know how they blocked that. Sometimes you use zone blocking on those twists. Sometimes you use man for man. But either way, Harvey Martin put the lid on it.
Spike Jones kicking to Tony Hill, who takes it inside the 45. And Hill hit by Tortolo, brought down by Franklin, shy of midfield. One other note while we have a moment. With his run of 84 yards, Tony Dorsett has now broken the Dallas record for rushing in one game. The previous record was 153 by Calvin Hill. It's a big day for the Cowboys. They're leading 24-14.
We're the Van Arsdales, Tom and Dick. We're identical twins. And we drink identical beers. Light beer from Miller. We love it. The best thing about light beer is it's less filling. Great taste. Less filling. It's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. Great taste, Tom. Less filling. And I'm not Tom. You are. I'm Dick. You think you are, but you never were.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Mr. Highboom.
Huh?
Mr. Highboom.
Yes?
Yeah, look, We understand that you're taking a trip with us tomorrow.
Trip?
Yeah, well, we want you to know that Avis is working right now.
Avis?
It's vacuuming your car, checking the oil, brakes, even the air in the spare tire.
Spare tire.
One of the ways Avis tries harder is working at night, so you're ready in the morning. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's a Chrysler Cordoba, and it's blue. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
We try harder, Avis, we don't know another way.
Well, it's a big day for Harvey Martin, as you see. He breaks George Andre's Cowboy record of sacks. He had 22. This is his third of the day to give him 23. Also, another fellow who we'll remember today, Tony Dorsett, has rushed for 184 yards, breaking Calvin Hill's Cowboy record of 153. And Tony has also tied Dwayne Thomas for most touchdowns rushing with 11. And he figures to break that before the year is out. First and 10, the ball at midfield. Drew Pearson in motion. Staubach to Newhouse, grabbed by Art Toms by the ankle, and then they bend him backward. That's one of those two linemen get you and make a wish.
You run north and I'll run south. We'll see how the ball carrier comes.
Yeah, that's one thing. You might be leading. It might be called a comfortable lead, but you still have to go into that pile.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's interesting to see that the Dallas Cowboys have the killer instinct that sometimes I think they lack. And there's Dwayne Thomas.
So Dwayne on
He's still
hand.
number one. In his own mind, he's still number one.
Well, he better be number 1 A and B. It's an entry. Staubach looked and looked and then finally went down. Art Toms, number 80, making his presence felt in the middle of that. So it is 3rd and 9, and Preston Pearson comes in along with Golden Richards. Robert Newhouse goes out. We have 10 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the ball game. Cowboys 24 and the Eagles 14. It was 14-7 halftime Dallas, and it got to 14-14, 17-14 Dallas, and now the Cowboys are leading by 10 thanks to that 84-yarder by Tony Dorsett. 3rd and 9 for Staubach out of the shotgun. And it is picked off by Randy Logan. That's his second interception of the day. Logan is still on his feet and still in bounds at midfield, and finally dragged down at the 40 and looked like he was going to go.
Does that tell you a little bit about the character of the Eagle team? I'm convinced. Vermeil's got them headed in the right direction, and look out from here on out.
So Randy Logan finally brought down by Billy Joe Dupre.
They're from the end zone, a little blitz on that time, which they didn't, well, they always send one person on passing situations. Beautiful interception here. And a fine job of running, too. Not necessarily in the right direction, because he should have headed upfield there. You see. Broke the tackle, but very determined. And the Cowboys don't seem to be too anxious about tackling him.
So the Eagles have it 1st and 10 on the Cowboy 38. Carmichael is right. Smith is left. Play action fake to Sullivan. And Randy White throws it and caught by Charlie Waters. So he threw it away, and Charlie Waters intercepted it.
Oh, the inexperience came out there, didn't it? If you're going to ground it, go ahead and ground it. But don't risk an interception there. It could have been worse. That could have gone for a touchdown. Jaworski
Can't find anybody open downfield. Got the strong rush there by Randy White. Throw it down. Not out there. Not around Charlie Waters. His 3rd interception of the season.
He was trying to find Mike Hogan, and instead Waters takes it back. So back-to-back interceptions by Logan, and then Waters and Dallas has it 1st and 10 on their own 47, leading 24-14.
Ford introduces Futura, a dramatic combination of styling and technology for 1978 and beyond. Futura, designed by computer modeling and aerodynamic testing. It can provide excellent fuel economy and room for 5 passengers as well. Futura, designed for 1978 and beyond. Realistically priced for today. See your Ford dealer for a personal test drive.
This fresh egg is going to help us sell this brand new Free Flex shoe from Freeman. Watch. You you can do it with any new Freeman Freeflex. Let's use the same egg.
So let's look at that interception again as Ron Jaworski shows the inexperience. The reason he has thrown so many interceptions this year. It'll come with experience. That's his 20th of the season.
That's Tony Dorsett carrying across midfield. The Cowboys had it 1st and 10 on their own 47, so Dorsett picks up a couple. Just prior to that handoff, he had rushed for 184 yards. So Dorsett having a big day, and of course he has the outstanding run of the day, an 84-yard touchdown run that would appear to have broken the ball game open.
And unlike Walter Payton, he doesn't have to carry the ball 40 times a game, and it should last a lot longer in the league.
2nd and 6 from the Eagle 49. Staubach pitching to Dorsett, and Dorsett goes down. Art Toms has him by the knees. How many times now that Dorsett will be called on to carry? Dorsett has caught 3 passes, and he has carried 20 times.
And again, Philadelphia not giving up. Look at the pursuit there. Art Toms coming in and looking pretty well to me.
Cincinnati knocks off Kansas City 27-7. That's a final.
Cincinnati finally getting their act together after such a slow start.
3rd and 6. The ball on the 49. Out of the shotgun. Burnham putting on a little heat, but he dumps it and gets it off to Preston Pearson. And Pearson goes down, but not before he picks up the 1st down inside the Eagle 40.
Could you tell he had been a basketball player in college? Look at all the bobbing and the pick and roll. Oh, you see him do it so often. Watch Preston Pearson, who did not play college football, as everybody knows, who did play basketball at Illinois. And look, rolling there and rolling back again.
Preston, of course, played 3 years with Baltimore, 5 with Pittsburgh. He's got 11 years of experience tucked away. And he gets the 1st down. The Cowboys have it 1st and 10 on the Eagle 39. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game. Staubach on a draw to Dorsett. And he's across the 35. LeMaster hanging on for dear life.
He just brings you to the edge of your seat when he gets his hands on the ball, because any second.
Anthony Dorsett, one of the many stories down here in Dallas. A reminder, our CBS Sports Spectacular on Saturday, December 17th. We have the WBC World Welterweight Championship, Palomino versus Palacios, the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championship, the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championship, and the World's Strongest Men. All coming up Saturday, December 17th on the CBS Sports Spectacular. 2nd and 5 from the 34, Robert Newhouse. Shaken up on that play in a head-to-head collision was Bill Berge. And Berge on his knees. He met Newhouse head on. He's okay, but you could hear some music.
Maybe Bill Berge knew what he was talking about when he said the Dallas Cowboys were the best team in football. And he didn't say divided conferences either. He said the best team in football.
Berge really took a lick. It was just a head-on collision between Berge and Newhouse, but Newhouse had the impetus, and Berge lost that one. So Charlie Johnson was wiped out early and was sent to the pits. Vince Papali has a bruised shoulder, and now we see Bill Berge shaken up on that head-to-head collision with Robert Newhouse. Berge suffering an injury apparently around the right eye, maybe the eyebrow.
And you can just know he's going to be back in the ball game as soon as he gets that repaired.
3rd and 2 from the 31. Dorsett with Herbert Scott leading the way, and he has a couple. Herbert Scott, number 68, threw a good block on Terry Tortolo, the middle linebacker for Frank LeMasters, and that picked it up.
Scott, not particularly having a great season, has had a fine day today.
He's got a hamstring, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been trouble with injuries all year.
So a fine block by Herbert Scott, the guard who pulled. John Fitzgerald, by the way, remember he left the ball game, and Alex was explaining about what problems that could be to the line. Well, he's okay and back in there at center, although he limps noticeably as he gets over the ball. First and 10 from the 27 for Dallas, leading 24-14 with 5:30 left in the game. Staubach gets it to his man, and his man is Newhouse. And Newhouse gets down inside the 15. A great effort by Robert Newhouse.
It was that indeed. Not known for his pass catching abilities, Bob Newhouse did a fine job that time. Roger Staubach with just so much time. They double Toms, as you see. Well, they're doubling everybody. Look at the spin.
Interesting to watch a lineman on that play. Manny Sistrunk thought Staubach has got so much time he must have delivered the ball. And as Sistrunk came back off the line to go deep, Staubach still was holding the ball.
A great point, and you're totally accurate as usual, Ben Scully.
First and 10 from the 14. 4:50 left in the game. Anthony Dorsett, nowhere. Who do you think made the tackle? The guy who was injured just a moment ago, double sixes, Bill Burke.
As long as I'm out here, I might as well make the tackle.
Yep.
Let's watch him again. He's just a joy to watch play. Nobody blocked him that time. I missed assignment somewhere.
There's a flag on the play, so here's the call.
Illegal procedure, Dallas.
So illegal procedure against Dallas. Unofficially, that would be, I believe, the 7th penalty charged against Dallas. The Eagles have been penalized 4 times. Dallas lost a touchdown on 1 penalty, but they were able to regroup. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. Roger Staubach, a nice afternoon for him. 13 out of 26 for 143 yards and 1 touchdown.
Credit whoever you want to for the imagination of the Cowboy offensive plan, but it's working nicely.
I want to check the yardage, too. Make it 193 yards for Staubach passing. Anthony Dorsett just running by people. He got by Sistrunk, and he got by Berge, and only shy of the 10-yard line, Mihalik finally got him.
Isn't he something?
Oh, marvelous.
Let's watch it. There's Herbert Scott again. That's also Tom Rafferty, both pulling out there in front. No, that's just poor tackling. Poor tackling by the Eagles that time.
Yeah, he busted Berge. That's over 200 yards now. Dorsett has carried 23 times for 206 yards. What a show he's putting on. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Uh-oh, fumble. Loose ball, Eagles recovered. And the Eagles recover, and it's LeMaster who recovered it at the 10-yard line.
Take a look at it. He never had control of the ball there. He pulls away. It's impossible to determine whose fault that is. And I don't think even Roger or his center knows.
So LeMaster recovers the fumble, and Fitzgerald is still on the field. Fitzgerald was hurt again. This is the 2nd time that John has been banged up. Fitzgerald is part of the Irish Mafia, along with Rafferty and Donovan down here, but he's hurting today. 24-14 Dallas, 3:50 left.
We're going to show you why this 7 1/4-inch Black & Decker circular saw just might be the finest saw for the money in America. It's not just the 1 1/3 horsepower motor or the wraparound steel shoes. It's because when it has to work really hard, it can work and work and work really hard. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
Hello, everybody. This is Lowell Thomas, Alaska. A tough place to test car batteries, and that's why we took Motorcraft heavy-duty batteries to Alaska, testing them in 50 GM, Chrysler, and Ford cars and trucks. After 6 punishing months of Alaskan pipeline country, from cruel sub-zero winter to 90 degrees of summer, not one single battery failed. No matter what you drive, wherever you drive, ask for Motorcraft batteries from Ford. Tested tough in Alaska. So long.
Well, they told us at the start of the ball game that John Fitzgerald was banged up. He had a bad knee. He's going to have surgery in the offseason, and that he would not start, and they doubted if he'd even play. But Fitzgerald, a 7-year veteran out of Boston College, insisted on playing. When he was introduced to this crowd of 60,000, he limped out onto the field, but he played. He went down with an ankle injury earlier, came back to play some more, and he has just gone down again and is being limped helped off the field. So John Fitzgerald, banged up, refuses to sit down.
Say 56 minutes is enough with a torn cartilage.
One other note about Tony Dorsett as we have this moment to pass it to you. Dorsett has rushed for 162 yards in the second half. So he broke the club record in a half.
And that's about what he's been playing of games, too, half a game.
First and 10 for the Eagles on their own 10. 3:50 left in the game. Gregory almost jumped off sides, and here he comes anyway. And a dump off on the right side to Hogan, and he's going to be swallowed up. And they're going to lose a couple of yards on the play. And number 7, Jaworski, all he saw was 77.
Bill Gregory's a whole lot better football player than most people give him credit for. He's never been a regular, but this was a spot duty and been very valuable to the Cowboys in years past.
So Ron Jaworski, and in checking Jaworski's numbers today, he is 14 for 26 for 152 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Second and 12 from the 8, so they lost 2 yards on the play. 3 minutes left in the game. Hogan and Sullivan behind Jaworski. And the backs come out. And the pass, great catch by Sullivan, and again he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He's just shy of the 10-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 11.
Well, it's an impossible situation for a young quarterback, a young team, a relatively young team like the Eagles. Situations like that, playing against a very veteran Dallas Cowboy team, so well schooled, so well rehearsed by that man right there, Tom Landry. What a great job he and his coaching staff do. There's another man, Gil Brandt. What a great job he's done finding talent and developing talent on this Dallas team.
The Dallas club on their way to their 10th win with only 2 losses, and after today they will go to San Francisco and finish up at home against Denver. That should be quite a meeting. Jaworski with a little time to set up, intended for Harold Carmichael with Mark Washington and Mel Renfro right there with him, and that will be that as the Eagles will have to give up the ball. But the big play, I think you look back, the Eagles were very much in the game. It was 17-14, but the Eagles were battling, and then Tony Dorsett ran for 84 yards, and all the air came out of the balloon.
That and a key interception by Jaworski when they could have gotten themselves back into things.
That's right, Charlie Waters.
Yes, sir.
Randy Logan has picked off 2 of Roger Staubach's passes. One eventually led to a touchdown for the Eagles. But it's a Dallas ball game with 2:50 left. Spike Jones getting it out of there. But he was in such a hurry, he almost hit off his knee. Cliff Harris will be spun around, and down he goes. Eric Johnson wrapped him up.
I don't know why Cliff Harris is not a rodeo rider. Great day. He reminds me of Larry Mahan, the things he does.
Bill Gregory tried to block the punt. You see him rolling around like a loose ball. Well, you see.
I think he had a notion of maybe running it this time. Let's see why. Yeah. He intended to run, saw there was nowhere to go. You're not going to fool Dallas in the situation.
Gregory saying, why didn't you run? That's a 31-yard punt for Spike Jones. So the Cowboys put it in play 1st and 10 on the Eagle 43. Leading by 10, trying to get some more, and here's Larry Brinson to the 40-yard line. Backup running back. They're 3 deep in that position with Newhouse, Laidlaw, and Brinson. And Brinson, a rookie out of Florida, carrying.
He was another one of those free agents that the Dallas Cowboys have some way of finding, and they think he's got a great future.
The NFL doubleheader next week, the New York Giants versus Philadelphia, Detroit versus Baltimore. Then you'll have Green Bay, Chicago, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and then Minnesota versus Oakland. And that's where you and I will be, Alex, and Atlanta versus Los Angeles.
And I am looking forward to getting back out in that West Coast area.
Seeing a left-handed quarterback.
I've never done Oakland. I'm looking very much forward to it.
2nd and 7 from the 40. So there's a 2-minute warning here in Texas, and it is all Cowboys now as they lead the Eagles with 2 minutes left, 24-14.
We daren't buy these for our kids, but who cares? It's Lionel's fantastic power passers. Look, the cars change lanes with new push-button passing. Hit the button, car steers right. Hit it again, car steers left, and the new high-speed T means that they will never fly off the track, even at top speed.
Okay, your turn. Kid owns the track. You gotta humor him a little, yeah?
Line of power passes, exciting new high-speed curves, and lane-changing action.
Road Talker, a Sears 40-channel CD with the right features.
What's your 20, Catbird?
SWR and a three-way meter, noise blanker, RF gain, squelch, fine-tuning, LED readout. And until December 10th, it's on sale at Sears for just $99.95. You save $50.
You're loud and clear, Catbird.
Save $50 on Road Talker, just $99.95 at Sears.
Well, in perhaps the wildest game of the day, San Francisco led Minnesota 27-0. Now Tommy Kramer has just passed 69 to Sammy White for a touchdown, and Minnesota goes out in front 28-27 with 1:38 left to go on that one. Preston Pearson carries inside the 35. We have another note on Tony Dorsett. Only 2 other rookies in NFL history have rushed for 200 or more yards in a game. Jim Brown in 1957 against the Rams rushed 237. And the Rams, Tom Wilson, rushed 232 against Green Bay in 1956. And Tony Dorsett becomes the 3rd rookie to rush for 200 or more yards in a game, and double threes did it today. And Dorsett has rushed for 206. Mentioning Green Bay a moment ago, they have just edged out Detroit to the wire 10-9. 3rd and 1 from the 34, and a fumble. I think Dallas and Staubach recovered, even though the last man holding it will be an Eagle.
And that's another thing I didn't mention about having to change centers. Sometimes the handoffs between the quarterback and his regular center will be thrown off a little bit. As you saw, Staubach has fumbled 2 in the last 2 series. Did Fitzgerald go out before the last fumble? I don't remember.
I think Fitzgerald was hurt on the previous fumble. And now Tom Rafferty having trouble. Philadelphia timeout. Don't forget the mixed team championship in golf from Largo, Florida. Hollis Stacy and Jerry Pate were leading Curtis Strange and Nancy Lopez by 3 strokes. And it'll be decided after the ball game, so stay right with us. Larry Marshall and Wally Henry will go deep for the Eagles. The Cowboys in a 4th and 3 with 1 minute and 6 seconds left have the ball on the Eagle 36. And, of course, that was the message we gave you earlier. The Cowboys will be home for Christmas. They will entertain here December the 26th.
There's a lot of football player right there. You're looking at Benny Barnes, number 31. Benny Barnes does a great job. Hadn't had 1 single interception, but yet Drew Pearson says he's the best cornerback in football.
Well, that's nice to hear from a teammate. Danny White kicking from midfield. Larry Marshall, Wally Henry standing deep. And time, too much time, charge against the Cowboys, so they'll tack 5 yards on. By the way, in talking about the fact the Cowboys are home for Christmas, on December 26th, the NFC playoffs, East and West, right here on CBS.
You betcha. There's a heck of an athlete, and I wish sometimes somebody would get a chance to see him play quarterback, because he can play. Danny White.
Danny White came in a trade for a draft choice to Houston. And that will go out. Now let's see where they mark it. They mark it going into the end zone, so they'll bring the touchback to the 20, and we'll put the ball in play with 59 seconds left to go in the game. The Cowboys leading handily 24-14. The Eagles have 2 timeouts. Carmichael goes wide left and Smith right. Presley, the tight end, is on the right side. Jaworski, the left side to Sullivan, and he beat Hegman and goes out of bounds for the first down. Mike Hegman defending, and Sullivan just ran it out. Stop the clock, first down, and a fight on the field. Hold everything.
Well, it would have to be my boy Cliff Harris involved.
It certainly is.
Is it?
You got it right on. Down in there mixing it up with the big boys, and that is certainly no place to be, is the umpire, Al Conway.
He wants to see if anybody's been pinned. Oh. Are both shoulders down?
So Cliff Harris involved in a little fracas here at the end. Our producer, Howard Reifsnyder, our thanks indeed. And to our director, Duke Struck.
Both did a great job. Both wonderful people.
And not bad little dancer. Associate producer, Lee Webb. There's Buck Talley and so many others who worked so hard to get us on and send the ball game to you. 52 seconds left to go in the game. Two tempers flaring up. 24-14 Cowboys.
Nothing like that spectacle we saw in the St. Louis game the other day, though.
Oh, no.
That was disgraceful.
Did you ever get in a fight when you played Hawk?
Yes, but only briefly. I took my shot and ran.
Put it back to the 19-yard line. Let's get the call.
Personal foul. Here, dead ball foul.
Well, a personal foul against the Eagles. The culprit was not signaled out, however.
We're sure of one thing. It wasn't Conrad Dobler.
Now, look at that. Dallas sitting on top 10-2, but the Cardinals in Washington are 7-5. Washington shut out Buffalo, and the Cardinals were trampled by the New York Giants. And Minnesota, of course, in the shocker of the day, down 24-0, came back to pull it out 28-27. Dallas, of course, in this 1st and 25 situation, the nickel defense to try and stop Jaworski. They've already beaten him. It's just a question now of stopping him. Gregory charging the pass to Sullivan. Bettison trying to block for him, and Sully gets across the 30 as he runs into Renfro just shy of the 35.
The Philadelphia team you're looking at right now has nothing to be ashamed of. They have stayed in the ball game as best they could the entire day. They have done themselves proud. Yes, sir. They made a lot of good stands. It could have been a lot worse.
Time was when a man spent a good part of his time laying in firewood for the winter. Maybe firewood is an idea whose time has come again. And today, cutting firewood is a lot easier, thanks to Homelight, the chainsaw king. And now is a great time to buy your Homelight, because if you invest in this Homelight XL right now, you can save $30. And on other selected models, you get a free carry case. From Homelight, the chainsaw king.
Introducing the new Remington XLR, the electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade. And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
I'll be home for Christmas. That's the theme song in Dallas. The Cowboys will be entertaining here the day after Christmas. Right now, the Eagles 2nd and 10 from their own 34. 39 seconds left, so this one is history. Larry Cole trying to get at Jaworski. He dumps it off to Bettison, who's at the 40-yard line. Tripp drives forward, still going to shy of the 50. Mark Washington hit him on the 40, and he picked up another 9 yards.
Good job of Mark Washington getting the shot at him, but even better job of Bertelsen keeping his balance. Bettison, excuse me. Watch this. Not lost their poise at all. They know what they can do against the Dallas prevent defense, and they're just staying right with it. I like the coaching job Dick Vermeil has done.
Jack Bettison is a boy who was drafted by Denver last year. He scored 1 touchdown this year for the Eagles with the school at North Carolina. We have 28 seconds left to go in the game. 1st and 10 on the 49, and there are no timeouts left for the Eagles now.
And there's a man that put it all together. Tom Landry. You can't say enough about the guy. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a very direct man, a very matter-of-fact, pragmatic man at that. He's honest about it. When they were 8-0 and people said, are you going to lose? He said, certainly we're going to lose a couple games. We're not that good yet. He said, we're about a year away from being a great football team, maybe even 2.
Well, the Eagles would settle for right now. They've got to believe this Dallas ball club is just loaded with talent. With 28 seconds left to go. Carmichael right and Smith left. Jaworski going for the distance, overthrows Carmichael off the hands of Cliff Harris and picked off by Mel Renfro to the 35, to the 40. And the aging veteran goes down at the 42.
That's his second interception in the last 2 weeks. Having a key interception in the Washington game has been such a tribute to this Cowboy organization and what a great player he's been.
14 years he's been in the league out of Oregon. Mel Renfro.
He has been good for football. He has played every position that the Cowboys have asked him to play and played it so well. Played the corner, played the safety, made all-pro at both positions. The years are just about through. They've passed him by. He'll last this one, and I imagine that's it. But what a career he's had.
So Mel Renfro, after that deflection off the hands of Cliff Harris, and the Cowboys finish up with the ball. That's the way it began. They won the toss, and Staubach will just sit down. The Eagles were down 7-0 and tied. They were down 14-7 and tied. Then Herrera kicked a 24-yard field goal, and then the 84-yard run by Dorsett, and that's it. The Dallas Cowboys have defeated the Eagles 24-14, and the Cowboys will be a host team in the playoffs on the 26th, and their record now is 10-2. And for the Eagles, they are 3-9, and on the road they are 1-6. Well, after this word from your local station, we'll be taking you to Largo, Florida for the final round of the Mixed Team Golf Championship. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
Join ringmasters Lucille Ball and Telly Savalas when showbiz celebrities perform Under the Big Top in the Circus of the Stars tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.